Assalamu Alaikum everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a wonderful day. In today's video I am going to look at a company that's in the UK. A lot of you have asked me to look at this company. The products they sell basically is worldwide, and this company also is in the US. There's US version of it, the UK version of it is one of the biggest companies in the UK. So before I do that, before I look at the company, I just want to ask you politely if you could give the video a like and stay tuned till the end, because I'm going to show you basically the fact that I'm buying two companies in today's video. Okay, so I will show you what I'm buying. I just added £400, and the idea is hopefully I will spend this money today. By the end of the day, when the S&P 5 or when the US stocks close, I would be spending majority of that money. Like I've said to you guys before, I'm almost there now, 6,500. So I will be basically adding to the portfolio every single week until the 7th, so I can maximize my ISA account. If you haven't got an ISA account with Trading212, it's really easy to use platform. You can use my link. I don't get anything out of it. You will get a free share. I think I will not get anything out of it, I'll be honest with you right now. So yeah, go on, use that. It's quite easy. It's basically FCA regulated and so on. So let's get started and let's look at the company. The company we're looking at today is AstraZeneca. AstraZeneca used to be basically two companies. They came together, Astra, which came from Sweden, and Zeneca, which was the UK group. And in 1999, they merged together. Basically, they sell a lot of drugs across several major therapeutic classes, including diabetes, cardiovascular, and cancer, and so on. So they are very much in the right industry. In fact, if you've been around in the last couple of years and you're leaving the UK, I am sure AstraZeneca vaccine is probably what you got in your arms. I definitely do, 3 of those. But yeah, so let's have a look at the company and just in a little bit more detail in terms of their pipeline. So I don't know a lot of these pharmaceutical companies and the stuff they sell. So if you are in that industry, then you've got massive advantage over people like myself. But when it comes to things like oncology, they've got normally drugs go through 3 phases and then they start marketing and start selling it. So phase 1 is the first one, and then all the way to phase 3. Once they get their approval, then it goes obviously in the shelves and start selling it. So they have wide variety of products when it comes to oncology, and then they've got cardiovascular and so on. So they've got loads of different types of products, and apparently products they removed it in the last quarter. So yeah, that is the company in a nutshell. I can't give you any more than that, to be honest with you, because I don't know much of their products that they sell, apart from there's obviously the general stuff like the cancers, immunologies, and rare diseases and so on. So currently trading $70 per share. So we are looking at the US version, because the US version has basically is easy to find information on the US one. In fact, I find the majority of it in using Morningstar and Seeking Alpha and so on, right? So $70 per share. UK, I think it's about 100 something pounds, I think, right now trading. In fact, I can check it here. If I go on, yeah, $111 per 111 pounds, I think that's what it is in the UK. EPS is quite low. Okay, market cap, I think it might, in fact, if I can double check that with Seeking Alpha, EPS, forward EPS is a lot more than what is basically showing in Yahoo Finance, and in Yahoo Finance, in fact. So that we might have to double check that, because this information comes from Yahoo Finance. But market cap is $217 billion. It has a wide economic moat, and beta is very, very low, which is quite nice. P is very, well, it's not very low, but it is low. Forward PE is low. Price to free cash flow is not actually bad at all. Dividend yield of 2%. Latest increase was 3% according to Simply Safe Dividend. Payout basically is $1.42 according to that website. 5-year growth rate is 0. So they are the type of company that do not increase the dividend year after year. They might increase this year, they might reduce it next year. So they haven't been consistent enough. Dividend growth is just 1 year. Payout ratio just 42%, which is quite good. Dividend safety according to Simply Safe Dividend is 70%, and they have $6 billion in free cash flow, which is quite nice. And when you look at the sector, okay, in comparison to the healthcare sector, is actually low in terms of current PE and forward PE as well. Profit margins just about 4, let's call it 5%. Operating margins about 5%. Return on equity not great. Total return in the last 10 years, we're looking at about 13%. Current ratio just above, just below 1. So that means in the next 12 months, the company might not be able to pay their current liabilities, or but using their current assets. Okay, but they do have $6 billion, so they could potentially utilize that money. Next year, they're expecting growth about 11% and then 16% every single year, according to Yahoo Finance analyst. Current price, obviously, we've seen $70 per share. Fair valued, according to Simply Wall Street, is actually $91, and that is basically 22% discounted at the moment, or undervalued. Fair value 74. It looks like it's basically discounted about 5%. Morning is the tip rank is actually saying about $80, 14%, 15% upside if you were to buy. 78 according to Seeking Alpha, about 10%. So more or less around the same. The only one that's outlier here is the fair valued when it comes to Simply Wall Street. They're expecting about 91%, about $91 per share, but the rest of them are okay. According to Seeking Alpha, it is actually a buy. Now, one more thing I'm going to show you about this company is the Sharia compliance side of it, because that's very important to us as investors. As you can see, 100% in terms of activity, in terms of the business side of it, 17% in terms of interest-bearing debt, and basically 2%, let's call it 3% interest-bearing securities. So there's nothing to worry about in terms of that. And we've already seen the pipeline. So let's now go on and just look at it in terms of revenue. Is it actually growing? But before we go to the revenue, just look at the valuations or the ratings. Seeking Alpha and Wall Street, both of them are saying it is actually a buy. But there's not that many analysts that are looking at this stock. So right now, strong buy about 4, 1 buy, 1 hold according to Wall Street analysts. And then according to Seeking Alpha authors, it's about 3 of them are saying buy, 2 of them are saying hold. No one is actually saying a sell. So it's a decent buy right now according to them. And when you look at the annual revenue, you can see it's growing, it's heading in the right directions. And the next couple of years, they're expecting it even to jump massively from $37 billion to 44, then to $46.78 billion, which is quite nice. In terms of revenue quarterly, you can see they have beaten their estimates. They haven't beaten estimates in the last couple of years, but this year, I think 2020 is the first time they actually beat in almost 3 years. I don't know why that is the case. Maybe they have drugs that expired. Maybe they, obviously because of the vaccine, maybe that helped them a lot in 2020. For some reason, it doesn't show 2021 and 2022 actual prices or actual EPS. So that's a bit of interesting. In terms of market cap, so some of you have always, have asked me a few times basically how to do the calculations for interest-bearing debt. That's the debt. That's the market cap. If you divide the debt by the market cap and times by 100, you get, I think, about 16% or 14% or whatever it was when I did it early. And according to Seeking Alpha, dividend-wise, okay, you can see it's actually gone up. Sorry, it's gone down. It's stayed the same for those 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, okay, and then it's gone up again basically this year. So that's why it's not consistent enough. So they increase, maybe they increase it here, maybe they leave it for another 5 years, exactly the same, stays the same, and then they increase it again. So you can see that's probably one of the reasons why they haven't had a consistent dividend. And then you look at the competitors or the peers. So you got companies like Pfizer, Bristol Myers Squibb, and then Merck. So I own Merck, but I don't own the rest of them. And as you can see, in comparison to the other companies, they basically, all of these companies, according to authors, according to Wall Street, this one is a hold, this one is buy on hold, this is buy a hold, this is buy a hold. So you can see basically in a comparison to where they are in comparison to the rest of the industry. One of the things I was really surprised about was the fact that shares outstanding has actually increased in the last 3 years or so. I don't know why that has happened. Okay, it was basically consistently stayed for about 3-4 years, and then it went up in the last 4 years. Maybe they needed the money, but when you look at the total sales, it's actually gone up massively. So I think this company has been something has happened, and in the next 4 or 5 years, basically the expectation is better, so it's coming back, I think. And that's probably one of the reasons why the price went up so much, because it used to be in that about £60, £60, £70, and right now we're looking about 100, whatever it was when we looked at it early. The other company that you could use to find out a bit more information is simply Wall Street. It will give you basically, in terms of trading, is actually below the estimate, but in terms of the forecast, they actually say in the next couple of years 24%, almost 25% growth. So forecasted annual earnings growth is about 25%, which is actually huge. And their valuation is, like I've already shown it to you, okay, they're saying about 26%. So they're expecting the price from $114 per share to be $155 per share. Okay, so it seems a decent company. I mean, it's a huge company. It's one of the biggest in the FTSE 100. Is UK based. I like the fact that it's a UK based company, and I have looked at it recently. I think it might be a little bit too high at the moment, because I've seen it really cheaper, so I don't know if it's ever going to come back to the levels that I have seen it before. So it'll be interesting if it comes back down maybe to about $100 per share. Maybe I might have a look at it, because I do own a couple of pharmaceutical companies, and that based in the US. So recently I was thinking maybe if I sell companies like Amgen, for example, and replace it with AstraZeneca, just to kind of be on the, basically try to add a bit more UK based companies for the long term. But again, I have not done the research yet. I will be looking at it. The reason I've now done the video is because you guys have asked me recently to look into it. Okay, right, so now let's buy some stocks, because that's what I said at the end, okay, at the beginning of the video. So I'm going to buy 1 share of RB. RB is still undervalued. I do like the company. They're really good company based in the UK. Like I've always said to you guys, I want to own at least 50 plus shares of this company. Right now about 35 shares, okay, that I own in my portfolio. It's still down a little bit. It was down quite a bit recently, about 4 or 5%. Now it's only 1.6%. So I will be buying, I will be adding to it. The next one that I normally buy weekly, and you see me buy this, is this amazing company called Unilever. Okay, Unilever, it's gone up. Normally I've been buying this company for when it was like in the 30s, but right now it's about 42 and something. Again, like I've always said to you guys, I don't care whether it's up or down. I want to get to at least 100 shares soon enough. And you know what I might do? I was thinking about this last night. I might do the research and let you guys know what I'm planning to do. And instead of buying one each week, while the price is still down, because it looks like it's gone up quite a bit. If you look at the 1 month now, it's about 2-something%, but the 3 months is gone about 10%. All right, so I don't want it to go away from me in the next 3 months. So I might. It was nicer when it was around here, 38s and so on. It was easier to buy. But right now I'm like, should I buy this week or should I wait till next week? But obviously you can't time the market. So I might just buy a lump sum of, I don't know, whatever is left, 23 shares, boom, one go, and then just leave it. But yeah, we'll see inshallah what happens. But there you go. I just added to these 2 companies. The other one I'm planning to add to today is this one here. Segro. I haven't actually bought any shares of Segro lately, so I'm going to buy 10 shares of Segro. Okay, there you go, sent to the market. The market is open right now, so that should be executed. And again, I'm down about 7-something%. I'm not going to add to Rio Tinto. Rio Tinto has gone up quite a bit in the last few weeks. If you look at about 28% in 3 months, and just the 1 month almost at 9%. Just this week has gone up about 3-something%. So because China reopening, iron ore prices has gone up, and obviously the demand for iron ore is actually gone up. So yeah, so that's probably what it is. So I'm gonna wait. I'm up 26% right now, so I want to own more of this company in the long run, but maybe today is not the right time. But there you have it. I've added to these companies. Whatever's left at £212 will go to the other US based companies when the market's open today, and then next week I will be doing the same. So my target is the next couple of months is just to make sure I maximize my ISA account. Right now 67%, so I will be buying more in the next few weeks, more stocks. So stay tuned for if you like that kind of content, if you like the transparency and everything that I've been doing in the last few months, the last few years. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a wonderful day. Assalamu Alaikum.